Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy JR here again, and today I'm bringing you guys my 8 deck foundation base tutorial. And it took a lot of time. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, then make sure leave me a comment, let me know what you think about it. Drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and let's jump right into it. Alright, so first you're gonna get your first deck, and what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna get your expansions all around. Then you're gonna put one ramp right here, and we're gonna fill in all the middle with gates. Alright, now that we got all the gates on the inside, we're gonna put walls on everything except for the entrance right here on the ramp, right here on the other side, right here, and then we're gonna want to put gates all on this side too, on the back side. Alright, now that we got all this up, I need to point out a couple of things. Alright, so right here where the ramp is, you're not going to be able to put an upper wall, because on my base there's a hanging large, upper large right here, so that they can't boost in. And I also forgot to mention that this right here also needs to be a gate. So from the beginning I told you that this needs to be a gate, this needs to be a gate, and all of this back wall needs to be a gate, but you also need to have this as a gate. And everything else just has upper level walls, minus this one right here. Alright, so now that we got that done, I'm gonna start by filling in the shelters that you could use. Some of them are going to be small and some of them are going to be large. I'll point out the small and all the large, but all the ones that you are able to access are the ones that I'm going to place first, once again. So I'll be back once I got all those down. Okay, I got all the shelters that you could possibly use placed down right now. Alright, so just to make it clear, the ramp is right here on the base. Okay, so first we have most of these are little shelters. Oh yeah, and let me point out that these aren't flipped. The door will obviously be right here where the gate is, but I'm too lazy, and if anybody has ever used this program, it's a hassle net. So anyways, you got one shelter right here, another right here, another right here, and then you got 3 right here. And like I just said, the doors should be right here where the gate is. And then we also have a large shelter back here, and then we have a large shelter right here. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a large right here to fill in the hole, and I'll be back and I'll also explain what I did once I'm back. Alright, so this is how you're going to build the roof. Let me show you. So you're going to put the large that's overhanging the ramp right there. Then you're going to put another large right here, another large right here, large right here, a large right here, large right here, a large right here, a large right here, and a large right here. See the large right there. You're going to put more upper level stairs right here, and you're going to put stairs right here to access that container. And that's about it for this first deck, other than on my base there is a floating shelter right here. Sorry about this, boys, but I forgot. Once again, I forgot another thing. Let me show you exactly where I'm at. Alright, so this is the entrance right here where the ramp is. You go on this side, and these 2 walls right here, hold on, these 2 walls, they need to be deleted, and there needs to be a gate there. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, but hopefully you guys don't mess that up. Hopefully you watch the whole video through and you don't accidentally put 2 walls and then you have to delete it. If you did that, then I'm sorry, but you need to put a gate here, and I forgot. Alright, so we got the gate right here that I told you guys to remove the 2 walls, put the gate there. And before we move on to the second foundation, we should add 2 more ramps here because we're gonna have to do that anyways. So I'm gonna add the 2 ramps here, and then we'll move on to the next. Alright, I put the 2 ramps down, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did with the first deck, is put the gates on the outside of this one. But keep in mind that this deck foundation right here has only 3 expansions. It doesn't have the 4th on the side closest to the first deck. So I'm gonna put the gates around the edges and also put a ramp on this side. So, and I'll be back. Alright, so now that we got the gates down, all of the inside of this new second deck, and I put the ramp, we're gonna put walls on the outside of all of this, except for this side of the expansion and the one that's by the ramp right here. And those should be the only gates that you need. All right here, there should be 4 total gates that you use right there. Alright, I got all the walls up, and the 4 gates that I told you guys to put on this second deck. And now I'm going to fill in the containers that you could use like I did last time. Alright, now I've placed in all of the containers that you can actually access on the second deck here. Alright, so you're gonna put one right here. There's gonna be a single shelter right there. You're gonna put a couple right here. Let me show you. This is a large. Here's a single, and here's a large. All placed right there. Obviously these ones right here behind the gate, these 3 are exactly on the other deck that I showed you earlier, how the doors will obviously be on this side of the gate, but I'm too lazy to flip it because of this application. And here's another last one. The door's right here. Like I said, I'm too lazy to flip it, but obviously the door would be right here on this side of the gate, so you could access it. And also, we're gonna put a large to fill in the little hole right here. Next, I'm gonna put all of the roofing, and I'll be back. Alright, so for the roof, I'm gonna do this step by step like I did for the other roof. This is gonna be a little bit weird because I'm pretty much just redoing, because I undid it all so I could see it easier. Alright, so you're gonna put a large, first large is gonna go right there, as you guys can see, and then another large right behind it, right here. And then you're gonna put a large on the side of that. Another large. Alright, and then you're gonna put a large right here. This is you're gonna be able to access this. You're gonna put a large right here. You're gonna put a small right here. You're gonna be able to access that. You're gonna put another small here that you could access. You're gonna put your stairs, and then you're gonna fill that in with the small. And then these ones it's gonna cover up the roof right here, but it's for the next deck. Alright boys, so for the third deck, you're gonna just wanna put the 3 expansions and 1 ramp right here. And I'm just gonna place it right next to the second deck. And then I'm gonna put the walls all on the interior like I did to the other ones. Alright, so now that I got the gates on the third deck foundation, I'm gonna just put walls on everything except for this side and where the ramp was. So in total it'll be 4 gates, and those are the only gates that we're gonna put. The rest will be walls and upper walls. Okay, now that I got all the walls and the gates that I needed on the outside, I'm gonna fill in the middle with all the containers that are accessible. Alright, so I got all the containers in here, and I'm gonna show you guys. So there's one single shelter right there, there's another right here, There's another single right here and another right here. But these are obviously not supposed to be facing this way. The door should be right here at the gate. Right here. There should be a door here and there should be a door here. And then we got a large shelter right here that goes through the gate. Then we have another large shelter right here that goes through the other gate across from it. And then this one right here, this is a large shelter and the door should be right here. Gotta pay close attention to that one. The door should be right here on the outside gate so that you can access it from the 4th foundation. And I forgot to mention, but obviously you guys could switch this up if you guys really want. Like for these 2 small shelters you could put 1 large, or for all these large you could put 2 smalls. It's all up to you guys, but this is just how I made it. So yeah. And next I'm gonna just fill in the bottom. The last floor is not much. There's like a staircase right here and I gotta put another shelter here, and then we're gonna go to the roof. Alright, so I put in the small shelter right here just to fill in the hole that was there, and I put structure stairs here. Alright, and now to complete the roof to this, all you're gonna have to do is put this large shelter overhanging right there. Then you're gonna put another right next to it. And then for this one, you're gonna put one on top right there, but make sure the door is facing here so you could access it if you want. And then you're gonna put one overhanging right here. Then you're gonna put one overhanging off of that one. Put another right here. Another right here. And this one right here. Overhanging to make that roof. Then you're just gonna fill in these with the small shelters. Alright, I forgot to mention that you need to put this upper level stairs too, so you could access the roof. Right there. Alright, so now that we got foundation 3 finished, we're gonna move on to the deck foundation 4. This one you need 2 expansions, and then that's it. I'm gonna fill in the deck with gates like I usually do, and I'll be back. Alright, so I got all of the the gates on the 4th deck, and now I'm just gonna put walls on the rest. None of these need to be gates, just walls and upper walls for the rest, and then I'll be back. Alright, now I got all the walls up on all the expansions, and I'm gonna fill in the middle with all the containers that are accessible. Alright, so now we got the shelters in, and I'm gonna show you guys the shelters. We got 3 small shelters right here. Or wait, my bad. We have 2 small shelters and 1 large right here. We have another 2 small right here. We also have another 3 small right here. And if you guys remember, on the 3rd deck, we put that 1 large shelter facing right here. You'll be able to access it right here. The door should be right here. And I'm gonna do the roof, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Alright, so to do the roof, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a large over here, overhanging. But I want to make a quick note that this door shows up right here, but that's not gonna happen in game because the door will be right here. It's impossible to place it floating like that. Well, unless you do the floating thing, but I don't recommend that. So place that one right there. Place another next to it. Another next to it. Pretty straightforward. Same on the other side like that. Place a large and then fill it in with the small. And then you're done with that. Alright, so moving on to deck number 5. We're going to move on to the right of the base. Here's a front ramp right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 ramps, well 3 ramps right here and then 1 hanging off of here. And I'm also going to put that large floating shelter that I had in my base right here. So I'm going to put that also. And I also need to point out that on my base, this was a 3 expansion deck. I didn't have this expansion right here. I didn't have this one, so it looked like this and I put it onto it, but I actually recommend you leave that one like that and put it on. It'll look nicer. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna put all the gates and in the middle, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I put all of the ramps in the middle right here, and I got one ramp on this one, and I also put the floating shelter right here. If you don't know how to do floating shelters, just YouTube it how to do a floating shelter in H1. And so yeah, I put a floating one right here, and I also just put gates all around this deck, and I put one gate right here at the entrance of the ramp, and that's about it. The rest is just going to be walls. Alright, so I put up all the walls on this 5th deck, and that's about it. This is how we left it. We use this deck to farm corn and wheat, so if you need, you could use this as your farm as well. You could do whatever you want with it, but for this tutorial we just use it as our farm. And now all I'm going to do is just push it up against here, and that's it for this deck. Alright, so onto the 6th deck. We go into the left of the base, and you need a deck with all 4 expansions on it. For this one, I'm going to put, it's going to be almost like the other side. I'm going to put all the ramps in between right here, and then one off of this one. And I'm also going to fill in the middle with all the gates. Alright, so I got all the ramps in between right here. Got the ramp off of this deck. I put all the gates in the middle, and I put one gate at the entrance right here. Even though you're not going to be able to use this gate, you still need to put it there. And then the rest is all going to be walls. I'm going to do the walls, and I'll be back. Alright, now I put all the walls, as you can see, all the walls, upper level walls in the whole deck, except for the front gate in the middle. And I'm going to do all the shelters that you could use. Alright boys, so I got all the containers inside now. So there's 3 small containers right here on this side. Same as for on the other side right here. 3 small. Then you got one in the middle on that side. You got 2 more on the side of that right here. And you got one in the corner over here. Got this one right here, and the last one is right here. And that's all the shelters that you're going to be able to access. And next, I'm going to do the roof. Alright, I also forgot to mention that you need to put this large right here. It's going to be hanging out the front gate, and it should cover all of the ramps right there. So you need to put that one there. Don't forget it. Alright boys, so to start off with the roof, you're gonna go ahead and put one right on top of that large shelter. I think you should be able to access that one too, so yeah. And then you're gonna put one right there, right beside it. And then you're gonna put one right here. And then you're gonna put one right next to that. And another next to that one. And we're gonna go to the other side. Almost like the same thing. Then you're going to put one next to that, one right here, and one right there, and then just fill in these 2 with the small shelters. And right here, the only way, well, I would recommend that you don't leave anything in there. You could if you want, obviously, but like I said in the video, the people, they raided right here, and they used the watchtower to get on top of the rest of the base and go in and do whatever they wanted. So I would recommend that you wouldn't put anything in there. If you want to go in, put it down and then pick it up when you're done using it, or just put one in there for the day, destroy it at the end of the day or something like that. But I would not recommend all that. But now that this 6th deck is done, all I'm going to do is just push it to the base where it should fit perfectly right here. Alright, so now we're going on to the 7th deck, and it's all the way behind the base over here. You're going to do a deck with all the 4 expansions, same thing as the other ones. I'm going to put the ramps in between and one hanging off right there. And I'm going to put the walls with the 1 gate on the ramp, and I'll be back. Alright, so now that I got all the gates and the gate on the ramp right there and all the ramps in, I'm gonna put the walls all around it. Walls, upper walls. Alright, so now that I got all the walls, you guys already know the drill. By this point, I'm gonna put all the shelters that you can access in here, and we will be back. Alright, so this is all the shelters you can access on the first level. There's going to be some on the second level, but I only did the first for now. Pretty straightforward, just all these small shelters on one side, and then same on the other side right here. Just a line of them, small shelters. And I'm going to fill in the rest, and I'll show you how to fill in everything, what you need to fill in. Alright, so to fill it in, you're going to put a large going through the gate right here. And you're going to put another large, or you could put two smalls. I just put a large you could save materials that way. Put another on the other side. Then you put smalls, fill in the little holes, rest. And that's how you fill that one in. Next I'm going to do the upper level, show you guys which one you'll be able to access on the upper level. Alright, so the upper level is pretty easy. It's almost like the same thing, but just a little bit of flips. So I put upper level small on top of this corner one right here. And then I put some more smalls on top of the lower ones in between right here. They're facing this expansion right here. And it's the same thing on the other way around. We got the small one on top of this door, and then we got these three small looking towards the expansion of the door. I also forgot that you also needed to put small shelters right here at the entrance. There's one right there that you could access, and then there's one on the other side right there. And now all you have to do is just put stairs. I'm gonna put stairs right here on this large that's hanging off. I'm gonna put stairs in the middle, and I'm gonna put stairs all up here on the expansions, and that'll complete this deck. Alright, so the final product should look like this. You got all the stairs on this expansion, you got all the stairs in this expansion. You got one hanging off right here, and you got one on the bottom right here. And wait a second, can't forget about this one either. One goes right here. And that'll complete that one. All I'm gonna do is, like I did to the other one, I'm just gonna move all this and plug it in right here. Alright, so for the 8th deck, we're gonna use all the expansions, and it's gonna be placed right here, right next to the 5th deck. I mean, the 7th deck, sorry, the one that we just made. And we're gonna start off by putting one gate that's closest to the 7th deck in the middle like we usually do, and we're gonna fill it in with the gates. Alright boys, so on this deck it's gonna be a little bit different. As you can see, I put all the middle gates in. I got the gate right here, closest to the most recent deck. On the one right here with the gate, you're gonna put walls on all sides, and then you're gonna put gates on the edges of the rest of these expansions right here. You're gonna put gates, 3 gates here, 3 gates here, and 3 gates here, and then walls on the side of those. So there's gonna be 9 more gates on the ends right here. I'll be back when I finish that. Alright, so this is how it should look. You got gates on the edges right here, on the furthest end of the expansions, each of them except for the one that's closest to the deck, as you can see here. And I'm gonna put the lower level containers that you could access, and we'll be back. Alright boys, so the only shelters that are on the lower level that you're gonna be able to access are all these large. There's one large right here, another right here, another right here, another right here. It makes a square, and you can see all the doors in the middle right there. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this in. I'm gonna put larges that are gonna be hanging out of the base through these gates, all of them. And then right here, you can just fill it in with whatever, a large shelter and a small, or 3 smalls, whatever you want. Alright, so now that I did what I said, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like right here. So we got the largest hanging out of the gates right here on all of these expansions. And then we got a small shelter right here and a large right here just to fill in the holes. And next I'm going to show you guys all of the containers that you'll be able to access on the second level. Alright guys, so I got all the containers that you can access on the top, and this is going to be a lot, but just pay close attention and it's not that difficult. Alright, so at the entrance we put these small shelters right here, and we put two more. They're facing each other. See? And next we put a large on the back end of that, another large, and then we put a small right here. And then the same thing. Well, actually we put the small shelter, and then we put a large, and put another large, then a small, and a small, then another large, and then another small. And that's it. That's the 8th deck. Pretty much complete. Except I forgot to mention that I also put the stairs in here. And I also put more stairs right here so you could get out. And that's pretty much finishes up everything. Minus I have to put this right here. You have to put them together. If you guys if you guys are feeling a little bored and you want to add another part, what I was going to do with my base was put this one, the 8th deck that we did, I was going to just flip it over and put it on this side, the same exact design and everything, just put it right here. It would look better, but I haven't built any more, but that was my plan, to put another. It would have been a 9 deck. So if you want to do that and complete it, go ahead, but make sure you comment or you make a video and you send me it so I can check it out.